it with me, like thumbs up.
I knew that thing would get in the way. Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel.
My name is Paula,
And I'm Sarah Lee.
and we're the Solo Soul Sisters.
Today we're going to be talking about 7 reasons why you should slow travel.
Number 1, avoid burnout.
So as we travel, it's pretty easy to get travel burnout because you are always on the go and going to different places all the time, intaking all the sights and the smells and the sounds. So we get overwhelmed and we want to do all the things, but that's when travel burnout comes in, especially when you're doing a longer journey. So rather than go, 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 what you can do is, with slow travel, just take your time.
And you're not going to enjoy everything around you as much because you'll be tired, you'll be cranky. All you're going to want to do is sit down, lie down, anything but explore your surroundings and, travel. And when you're slow traveling, you avoid that.
We both had experiences where we had burnout, so I know that there were both times when we sat in our hostel rooms separately on our own trips.
Yeah.
And just watch Netflix all day. Have a mix of both adventure and exploration and fun, but also time to just chill and take care of yourself. Number 2, slow travel lets you reflect.
When you have time to slow down and you're not in a rush because you're going to be there for a while, you have time to think about, number 1, maybe why am I traveling? Number 2, what do I even want, right? Why am I there? Why am I doing this? Asking yourself these questions so that you're not just, floating, or you're not kind of just there, so to say, but you have a little bit of a purpose and a little bit of a reason, because there must be a reason why you've decided to stay in Spain or Mongolia or, wherever you might be.
It also helps you to reflect on the experiences you've had. So taking in experiences one right after the other makes it easy to forget and lose that meaning and purpose that you've had in those experiences. So giving yourself time to just sit and reminisce and really solidify those memories for yourself, that will help you really cherish the memories that you create and the experiences that you have, and the food you eat and the people you meet.
For sure.
All of it.
Number 3, it allows for cultural immersion.
So when you're slow traveling, you have time to just observe the world around you, and you have time to really get immersed in the culture, the language, the people, the food, all of it around you. So
Buffering.
like a slow internet.
Except I'm fine, you're just buffering.
My brain. It allows you to appreciate where you are even more.
Honestly, slow travel just opens your eyes and your mind to a whole new way of living life that you might not have thought about until this moment, right? Because different countries, different cultures, different customs, and slow travel really allows you, by staying there, like Sarah Lee said, you're able to soak all of that up and really integrate and try the food, learn their customs, learn what are the locals' routines, what is their way of life, and if you like it,
Why not stay? I think by immersing yourself in another culture, you get to appreciate a lot more about the world. You see how people are living different ways, like Paula said, and you appreciate their way of life. So maybe there's a food you haven't tried, or something that seems a little weird as a social custom, but that's not your place to judge. You become more open-minded and understanding about different cultures and different ways of life because you're exposed to them. And it gives you this understanding, this appreciation, this tolerance, this acceptance of others that you don't necessarily get when you're at home, or when you're traveling too fast and you miss these things.
it also adds another layer of connection between just people all around the world when we start to realize that many of us, even in different countries, have the same fears, the same wants in life. It's nice, this feeling of connectivity, of connection.
And that brings us to number 4, making friends.
Staying in one spot for longer, you have an opportunity to build connections with people which you just aren't able to do if you're just passing by in a week or 2. Arguably, even like 3 months can sometimes seem as a little amount of time, but that's why, like, building these connections and getting to know people around you.
Just getting to see their ways of life, and you get to connect with these people. You're sharing a home with them, you're sharing your cultures with them, like back and forth both ways, and you really form these bonds with these people that are going to be your friends on the other side of the world for many years to come. And even if your interactions are for a shorter time because of staying with them for only a few nights, you have a friend in that city. You have that connection to a place that you've been to, and that person becomes super important in your travels, I think.
Number 5, it's more sustainable.
So when we're traveling, we also want to think about our carbon footprint, what our impact is when we travel. And I think that we both find that's really important, especially in this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
And what you can do, I'm sure you've seen a lot of different resources on this, but you know, fly less, take more local buses, walk if you can, rent a bike, like all these different ways to decrease your carbon footprint. So number 6, it's cheaper to travel slow.
Exactly. When you're traveling slowly, number 1, if you're buying the groceries, right, you're not eating out as much, you're able to cook, and you're saving so much money on your monthly grocery bill and your food bill. But it's not even just that. When you travel slowly, you're not in a rush, or you shouldn't be in a rush to see things and do things, because the thing is, time is on your side. You don't need to overwhelm yourself with, today I'm going to do these 5 activities, 6 activities, however much it is, right? You space it out, and all of a sudden you're just saving more money. You could walk there, right? This even goes into the transportation of saving money on that. When you can maybe get a bike,
Or even rentals.
a rental, yeah, a rental bike, something. You're able to save so much money.
And you also pay for convenience when you're on a tight schedule. You are willing to spend a lot more because you only have your 2 weeks or your month or whatever it is that you're traveling for. You're like, oh, I'm only here for this amount of time, so
Yeah.
I might as well just do what I can and spend the money while I'm here. But when you're still traveling, you allow yourself the time, and really you could be spending the same amount of money in your 2 weeks as a month if you just take your time and you redistribute. Because if you're paying for the convenience of taxis, of like food delivery or whatever else is convenient, then you can just remove those expenses when you take your time and chill out.
Accommodation, I think, also can be a major cost when you're traveling. Where are you sleeping? Where are you staying? And obviously this is going to depend. Are you a hotel person, a hostel, Airbnb, couch surfing? What's your mode? But when you're slow traveling, the chances are that perhaps you're looking for a place to sublet, right? Like a place to rent. Maybe you are staying in a hostel a longer time, or you're volunteering there. Who knows, right? But the point is that you're going to end up saving money on accommodation, because
there are deals when you stay for about a week or more, especially with like Airbnb and hostels, and you can find workaways as well, so you can work in exchange for a place to stay activities. That can really vary from person to person, but I think that it can actually be cheaper when you're slow traveling because you really think about what it is you want to see and what you want to experience. And so you'll invest in the ones that you think are super important, but you'll realize that other ones are just fluff and and hyped up. So then you realize that those aren't ones that you want to spend money on, and that you're not missing out if you don't go to see those things because they don't have as much impact or importance to you. So walking around and exploring that way. So I think that's a really great way to immerse yourself in where you are, do it for basically free, and get to see so much that you don't realize is just hiding around the next corner.
There's so many more hidden gems when you stay there, and those hidden gems are probably free. When you're staying in one spot, you're getting to know where the locals are going. You start to hang out where they hang out, and that's going to be so different from all the tourist hotspots of wherever you are, right? With overpriced everything, because it's specifically geared to the people that are just passing by.
And they know that they'll pay for it because they are just passing by.
Exactly. Number 7, you can work while traveling.
So if you want to make travel a lifestyle, then what you can do is pick up some work while you travel. And that allows you to travel for longer or even forever. So there's a lot of different ways to do that, and we're going to cover it in a different video. But basically, you can work from online, you can get a local job, you can apply for the working visa so that you actually have like a proper 40-hour kind of work week, and a job that will add on to your resume and etc. etc. But there are a lot of different ways that you can allow yourself to make money while you travel.
So those were our 7 reasons for why you should slow travel, but considering also everything that's been going on this year with coronavirus and, you know, things are far from over at the moment, I think this time has allowed us to sit, think, and reflect, and I think slow travel really moving forward is just the answer for how we can explore and just immerse ourselves into the world around us, because number one, of all the reasons that we've said so far, but you know what, this slow travel doesn't even need to apply to leaving our own country. We can even slow travel closer to home. Because the whole point of slow travel is you're experiencing your surroundings fully, right? You're really immersing yourself where you are. And if you're home, for instance, right now, which many of us are, because not that much has opened up given the situation in the world, you can even start to apply everything we've said closer to home, of maybe just take a trip 2 hours away from you, maybe 3 hours. That's still pretty close, and there's so much that we can find and still discover around us.
Let us know in the comments below, what do you like about slow travel?
Thanks so much for watching our video.
If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button down below for more videos.
In the meantime, our social medias are linked below, so check those out.
Until next time.
Bye!
Nature channel right here.
Except that they're not seeing what we're seeing, they're just watching our reactions to the bird.
Oh my god. Okay.
I don't think I've ever stared at a bird just chomping
Eating a live worm.
just like this close, you know?
Yeah. Especially that big of a worm.